Hi guys! So today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite biblical baby names. And I love biblical names because they're classic and they have stories to them and they have a lot of substance. And biblical names are very popular right now, especially for boys. 13 out of the top 20 boys' names in 2009 were from the Bible, so that just gives you an idea of how popular biblical names are. But I've gone through and I've chosen some that are a little less popular that I really like, and I thought I would share them with you guys. So the first one I have for girls is Esther. And Esther is a Persian name that means star. And there is an entire book in the Bible based on the story of Esther. And she was a very strong woman. And I think it would make a great name choice. And it used to be very popular, but it's not so popular anymore. And I think it's definitely ready for a comeback. The next one I have is a little bit out there, but it's one of my personal favorites, and that is Zipporah. And Zipporah was the wife of Moses in the Bible, and her name means bird. And then I have another one of my personal favorites, another one that's a little bit out there, and that is Asenath. And Asenath was the wife of Joseph in the Bible, and she was Egyptian, so her name means holy to Anath, who I believe was an Egyptian deity. The next one I have is Jemima, and I think this name is beautiful. It's a Hebrew name that means dove, so it also has a very nice meaning. And Jemima was one of the daughters of Job. And then I have Tabitha, which is another classic name that I love so much. And Tabitha is an Aramaic name that means gazelle. And then I have Tamar, and I think this name sounds very modern even though it is a biblical name. And Tamar was the daughter-in-law of Judah, and her name means palm tree, and I also like the variations Tamara or Tamara. Then I have Judith, and I love this name a lot as well, and Judith means praised, and it's the female form of the name Judah. Then I have another one that's a little bit out there, but I think it's very fun, and that is Mehetabel. And Mehetabel was the wife of Hadad, who was one of the kings of Edom, and her name means who God benefits, or God causes good. And then I have Miriam, and Miriam is in my top 10 favorite names. Miriam was the sister of Moses and Aaron in the Old Testament, and her name is a variant of the name Mary, which means sea of bitterness. And the last one I have for girls is Eve, and I'm surprised that this one isn't more popular. It's only at number 582 on the popularity charts, whereas Ava and Eva are both a lot more popular than this form of the name. But Eve was, of course, the first woman in the Bible, and she was the wife of Adam, and her name means life. For the boys, the first name I have is Boaz, and I think this name sounds so cool, especially with the Z on the end, and it's a Hebrew name that means strength. And then I have Ezekiel, and I think this name is very cool on its own, and also if you use the nickname Zeke, it's also very cool. And it's a Hebrew name that means help. And then I have the name Ezra, and I love this name so much. It's another one that has a Z in it, and it's just so cool. It means God will strengthen. And people are also using this name as a girl's name, so I can see it being a girl's name because it does end in an A, but I like it for boys a little bit better. And then I have Jericho, of course, which is one of my personal favorite boys' names. It's my brother's middle name, and it means City of the Moon, and I just think this is one of the coolest biblical place names, and I had to include it in this list. And then I have Israel, which is another place name, and it means wrestled with God. And I think this is a really cool alternative to Isaac and Isaiah and the other biblical names that start with IS, because those names are very popular. And then I have Lazarus, and I think this is a really cool name as well. And Lazarus means whom God helps, and Lazarus is the name of 2 characters in the New Testament. Then I have 2 names that are the name of the same character, Reuel and Jethro. And Reuel and Jethro are the names of one person who is the father-in-law of Moses in the Old Testament. And Reuel means friend of God, and Jethro means abundance. And he was the priest of the Midian people, and he was Zipporah's father. And then I have Eliezer, and I love this name. I love that you can use the nickname Eli, and this name is not popular at all. It's at number 999 on the popularity charts, and Eliezer was Moses' youngest son, and his name means God is help. Then I have Simeon, and I think this is a very cool alternative to the name Simon. And Simeon was the 2nd son of Jacob and Leah. He was the half-brother of Joseph, and his name means to be heard. And the last name I have for boys is Reuben. And Reuben was the first and eldest son of Jacob and Leah, and he's also the half-brother of Joseph, and his name means behold a son. So those are some of my personal favorite biblical names. I would love to know what your favorite biblical names are, so let me know in the comments or feel free to leave a video response, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.